Lord, you're soaked.
What?
You're soaked.
Yeah.
Yes. So refreshing.
So after the Mara Mountain trip there, we went back to Awari Forest, and I was looking around for some rhyolite and chert in the creeks, and I didn't really find too much. I did find a few pieces, and tried to make some tools out of those. I'm gonna try some more probably later today. But at Awari Forest, they had the primitive dispersed roadside camping, and hiking trails, off-road vehicle trails. They had a big lake. They had creeks everywhere. There was, people fishing. There was people on boats in the lake, and just in exploring the forest, we came to one of the primitive campsites with a fire ring right in the middle. And I backed my car in, backed my SUV in, and I got out and I realized there was shards of flint sticking out of the ground. So I get out of the SUV and I'm setting up camp, and I'm looking around, and there's evidence of people making stone tools there. There's flakes, there's little knives, there's little hide scrapers, there's just tools everywhere at this campsite. I pulled in here, and right here was a bunch of flakes for cutting and skinning. And here's where we were cooking. And all around there was skinning tools. And over here where Leah was sitting, I started to notice some hide scraping tools. So here's the fire pit, and all of these are tools. Like, here's a knife. That's a knife. There's little, scrapers everywhere. And just look, it just goes and goes. And we're literally sitting on these tools. And I was like, wow, this, why does nobody see this? Well, anyway, I plan to do some primitive camping and, look for the chert. So I figured around this camp would be a good place. I was like, okay, down at the creek there might be flint in the creek, and that's why there's tool making material right here. Maybe they were making harpoons for fishing and spears for hunting. So I set up the tent, backed the car in, and made some food. I was having trouble setting up camp. I was having trouble being comfortable. I did have a little portable fan with me, just in case that would happen. I expected that was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. So once I finally did fall asleep, all of a sudden I hear a ton of off-road vehicles, and they came right into my camp, and they put their brights on my tent, and they're just yelling, "Oh, there's somebody here, there's somebody here, what the..." And I was like, what the hell? Yeah, there's somebody here. Don't shine your freaking lights into my tent and start yelling. And they stayed there for about 5 minutes. And then they drove off, but then they were looping all night long, the rest of the night, all night long. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. The next day I was like, alright, I don't want to be near the off-road trail because I couldn't sleep. So I get up and I start packing up camp. And I get into my SUV, I turn the ignition, and I look and I see the tire light is on. I get out, and I look, and I have a flat tire. I'm like, what the hell? So we went down the road, and there was a gas station with an air pump, and I just filled the tire. And I went to the shop. Drove all the way to the shop. On the drive out of town, saw some signs and stuff and some papers that said, you know, Bigfoot, legends of sightings. Look at the tracks. And so as we were driving out of the forest, there was a guy walking with Bigfoot feet, and he was just stomping. And he was stomping, making the impressions. So I thought that was amusing. And it was, you know, just down one of the forest roads. He was just walking with these Bigfoot feet, making trails. I didn't think to video that because I was in the middle of trying to get my tire fixed, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I didn't want to get stuck in the woods with no signal and just be on a forest road with off-road vehicles flying down it, so I just wanted to get out of there. We went to Walmart Auto to repair it. Waited around for about an hour, and they only charged me $10 to fix it. So that was cool. Only $10 to plug the tire, and they told me that something must have stabbed into the tire and popped it, because there was nothing stuck in there, just stabbed. So I was like, it was the flint. It was the flint at the campsite. While we were waiting, it was so hot that our shoes were melting to the pavement, to the blacktop in the parking lot. So I wanted to head up north into the mountains just a little bit. The other thing I really wanted to do at Uwharrie Forest was hold a gathering and you know, teach some people how to do flint knapping and how to make stone tools, how to make stone weapons, how to make arrows, and just, you know, teach some people, maybe like $10-20 a person. And so I'm looking to do something up north more.